These ghost pies are so good. It's one of my most popular recipes. They're flaky and full of blueberry goodness. When I created this recipe, I made it top secret. I wasn't even going to put it in my cookbook for the fear of the slugworths among us. But I would sell these at my Peculiar pop-up bakery in Los Angeles, and they would sell out within minutes. They brought people so much joy, and that's when I knew that I had to give up the ghost and share the recipe with you. So tonight, we'll conjure these ghosts, craft some Victorian spirits, and explore spooky tales from All Hallows past. I'm Nick, and welcome to Practical Peculiarities. To start with the flaky pie crust, dump flour into a large bowl, add salt, and a bit of sugar. From there, add very cold cubes of butter. Dot the top with Crisco shortening. Take a pastry cutter and cut it in. You know the texture is good when you squeeze it. It holds its shape and still easily crumbles through your fingers, and the largest chunk of butter should be no larger than a pea. Next, I add some apple cider vinegar, which helps with tenderness. Add ice cold water. Gently fold everything in until the dough is shaggy and there's little to no loose flour. Dump it onto a floured surface and lightly compact it into a lump that should resemble a brain. Cut it down the middle. Place it in plastic wrap and pat it down into a disc. It's okay if there's still loose flour. Just press it in. Place it in the fridge for 1 hour for the dough to rest and hydrate. Meanwhile, put frozen blueberries in a saucepan, along with some sugar and lemon juice. Give it a mix and let it simmer on medium for 8 to 10 minutes until the sugar is dissolved and the juice begins to run from the berries. Then add cinnamon, salt, and vanilla extract. Mix equal parts cornstarch and cold water to create a slurry. This will help the filling thicken. Transfer to a shallow dish to cool completely. Once the crust is chilled, roll it out. You can do this with or without parchment paper. Just make sure to lightly flour the surface. Fold the dough into quarters. This will help with flakiness. Lightly flour the surface and roll the dough out. Lightly flour only when needed, and use a metal spatula to unstick any dough. I had these custom pie cutters made for all the pies in my book. They were made by my friend Lauren from the Pumpkin Shop, and the link for these is down below. There's also a manual cutout template when you scan the QR code in my book. After I cut out the shapes, I unstick them with a spatula and stack them between parchment paper. When re-rolling the dough, stack the scraps gently into a ball to keep the layers and to prevent the dough from getting tough. If the dough does get tough, let it rest in the refrigerator for 15 minutes and alternate between the two discs. Once all the shapes are cut, cut eyes and a mouth with a number 12 round piping tip. Add the blueberry filling, making sure not to overfill. With a wet finger, trace the perimeter of the pie. This acts as a glue. Then add the top crust. Push it down into the surface to close it. And crimp it with a fork. Place it onto a parchment-lined baking tray and freeze for 15 minutes or refrigerate for 30. Once chilled, take some pasteurized carton egg whites and lightly brush the ghosts. Bake for 22 to 24 minutes. Meanwhile, make a quick lemon glaze by combining powdered sugar with pasteurized egg whites and lemon juice. Cover with plastic wrap so it doesn't dry out. You know the pies are done when they begin to bubble. While the pies are still warm, brush them with the glaze. And let them dry for 15 to 20 minutes. And bam! Perfect blueberry ghost pies. And now for the moment of truth. They're so flaky and they're so good. Look at those layers. La doodle-lie, doodle-lie, there's a yodel in the air yet there ain't nobody there. It must be a ghost, a yodeling ghost. La doodle-lie, doodle-lie, it's a sentimental call yet there ain't no one at all. It must be a ghost, a yodeling ghost. It all began with a house that wasn't fit for a mouse. The sad show on the daily. Yet when boredom took flight, they hollered all through the night. They yodeled and yodeled and yodeled and yodeled so gaily. There's a yodel in the air yet there ain't nobody there. It must be a ghost. A yodeling ghost. A yodeling ghost. A yodeling ghost. La doodle-lie. Living in a haunted Victorian house has its perks. I've lived in mine for almost a year now, and luckily the specters who live here with me are friendly. To celebrate them and times gone by, I thought I'd turn these vintage doilies into Victorian doily ghosts. So to start, I take aluminum foil and crumple it up into a dome. Take an acrylic paint bottle, place the dome on top, and cover the whole bottle. Next, I take some wire and wrap it around the neck. I place little balls of foil at the tips to create a form. From there, I use fabric stiffener. Add a touch of water and mix it up. Soak the doily until it's completely soiled. Then drape it over the form. This is your chance to sculpt it in the shape you want it. after letting it dry for a few hours. Remove the foil. I add a felt face. And bam! Perfect Victorian doily ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, I sure do. I remember this tale that was told to me when I was a kid about a group of friends who toiled with magic. It was Santa Fe, New Mexico, 1961. The local Catholic school's autumn fundraiser, known as the Halloweeny Roast, was in full swing. Laughter and the smell of roasting hot dogs filled the cool October air. Just beyond the church courtyard, at the edge of the property, was an old cemetery slumbered under the watch of cracked statues and leaning headstones. Georgie and her friends, Lori and Martha, were students of the school. They were viewed as a pack of rebels by the nuns, but in reality, they just liked to have a bit of fun. As boredom fell upon them, they drifted away from the school's childish Halloween festival. Their curiosity drew them toward the rusty iron gates of the graveyard. Georgie, the most outgoing of the group, pushed open the creaky gates and was the first to enter the hallowed grounds. Hesitant at first, the other two followed. In the hush of the headstones, Georgie pulled out a small leather-bound book from her bag. The title was stamped and read, Spiritus Spiritum. I found this in my grandma's room as I was helping her clean, Georgie whispered. The other shifted uncomfortably. It seems ungodly, Martha said.
Yeah, I don't like it,
Lori agreed. But something about the book seemed enchanting. The more they stared at it, the more they felt as if they were being put into a trance. Suddenly, the book flipped open on its own, flung to the foot of a headstone, and landed on a page entitled Vox Mortis, the voice of death. The wind seemed to push them toward the headstone. Before their very eyes, a statue of an angel carved in marble. Its gaze lifted skyward. The name etched in granite was Penelope Baca. The girls exchanged uneasy looks. Everyone in town knew the story of Penelope. One summer afternoon, she had disappeared from her own front yard, never to be seen again. No body was found, no clues uncovered. Just last year, her grieving parents had erected this statue in her memory over an empty grave. Georgie's eyes gleamed. What if she's trying to communicate with us? The girls gave Georgie a look as if she had lost her mind. Wouldn't you want to help her family? The others were hesitant, but in the end, they stayed. The ritual's instructions were simple. First, light the candles. Second, join hands. And third, speak the incantation. Darn, we don't have any candles. Lori searched her bag. Maybe we can use something else. Martha bit her lip. Okay, don't judge me. But I have a pack of smokes and a lighter. They laughed nervously. All right, little Miss Godly, Georgie teased. I guess that'll do. One by one, they stuck the cigarettes upright in the soil around them, flicking them on with a lighter until the glowing ends formed a ring of dull embers. The girls joined hands and in unison spoke. Break the silence, death denied. Whisper now with tongue untied. The night went still. The crickets fell silent. Then with a thud, the marble angel's head toppled from its shoulders. Its piercing stone eyes lifted to meet hers. Every grave must have a soul, it said in a voice so chilling, and yours will do perfectly. The girls screamed, breaking their circle, and fled back down the hill toward the lights of the weenie roast. Halfway there, they realized Georgie wasn't with them. Where's Georgie? Oh no, she must still be there. They raced back uphill to the cemetery. Georgie! They called, searching throughout the graveyard, but no reply. However, they noticed a pair of familiar shoes and a trail of scratch marks that led to the base of the statue. From a distance, the statue appeared to have gone back to normal. As they reached the base of the statue, they looked up and soon realized that they finally found their friend, Georgie, or at least her soul, stuck within the statue forevermore. Ooh, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. This was the last episode in my 2025 Practical Peculiarities Halloween Special series. So if you haven't seen the other 3, please do. You'll love them. They're sure to get you into the Halloween spirit. Also, if you haven't already, check out my cookbook, Peculiar Baking, where you'll find so many amazing recipes for every season. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, ghosts aren't seasonal, so it's perfectly acceptable to conjure them any day of the year. But for now, have the happiest of Halloweens.